Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Roast Issue of Canada, broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. Tonight we're going to talk about challenges in real estate. Whether you need a help to buy a property, do you need an advice regarding selling of your asset? If you are retiring, you're a senior, you accumulated a lot of asset and you need advice, or you need a support when you are looking to sell or support a transaction. Tips also, when you are preparing to buy and sell, you also look at the tips. You want to get some guidance from professional. I'm a fellow of Realty of Canada, so I can help you to provide some tips. Also, when you need assistance in terms of buying and selling, there is a team of professionals. Under Real Estate Business Broker Act, Ontario Regulation 580/5, we talk about particularly Section Article 8 that talk about other professionals. So that means if you need assistance or help, even though realtor can refer you to a competent person in that jurisdiction, but we cannot provide an opinion about legal opinion or inspection or appraisal or your lawyer review. So you make a reference to that. So that's why it's very important that you can guide your client. We can guide you where to go and how you can get assistance. Because when you are buying and selling, it's a very challenging time because affordability is a big issue. And when you are buying and selling, and challenge is, should I put an offer on it? Because my affordability is limited. And the seller said, should I list a lower price and get the bidding war, or list a reasonable calculated value where you can get a realistic market value for your property? Because when you are listing as a seller, you have to maybe downsizing, and therefore you need to know precisely what is going to be my budget once my property is sold after paying all the debts, line of credit, any rental equipment that you might have on the property or leased property that you need to get off. So this is why it's very, very important to consult with a real estate professional who is experienced, is qualified, and he has. Now, if you are a buyer or seller, I always suggested that you go to reco.on.ca. There are lots of videos, there's lots of brochures, teaches you about buying and selling process. And they also tell you how you can go and negotiate and interview multiple real estate professionals to buy and sell a property. How do you approach about it? What are the credentials? And they give you some guidelines. So it's, you have a friend, you have a refer partners. We're very fortunate. We have five-star Google review on our performance with our client. And you can Google me or my company, City Pro Realty Inc. You will get 5-star rating. So this is very, very important that you talk to your a friend or a neighbor where a property has been sold and how it was accomplished, how satisfied you are. I was coming on my way and my client mentioned about that one of the agent, cooperating broker, was acting like a inspector in a property. So when you are going for a final review of the property, you're not supposed to be inspecting the property. You're supposed to be just checking it, because you don't have any inspector with you, because you have done all the inspection during the negotiation, during condition period. So now this is very important. Recently we have sold a property where we have lots of offers. So I have always received calls from listing agents, what are you going to, what is the flexibility in the price? Price is the asking price of the seller. Everything is negotiable. It's a decision of the buyer to put an offer, is a seller to decide to agree, accept, reject, or counter an offer. So the real estate professional, we are facilitator in between the both parties. If I'm representing the seller and other agent representing the buyer, he is protecting your interest because you are their client. Similarly, I am representing a seller, therefore I am protecting the seller. So whenever you are going to look into the situation where you need to put an offer, and don't waste time. A verbal means nothing. You need to put offer in writing. I encourage all real estate professional, regardless of the price in the market, the first thing that you want to do is to evaluate the property. I have noticed that when I get call from the cooperating broker, they just want to know where the seller is stand and where he's going to sell the property without even preparing themselves. They didn't even know the square footage. They don't know the frontage of the property. They don't know the depth of the property. They don't have a square footage above grade or the basement, finished basement. Is it rentable or not rentable? You know, lots of details that goes there. So I advise all the consumer to ask your realtor to get you an impact report that confirms the square footage above grade, because above grade square footage has a very significant price difference between the basement and the above grade. I'm going to give you an example. When you buy a home from a builder, you get above grade finish, let's say 2,000 square feet. It may have a 900 square feet basement. But they don't finish the basement because there is a 10-year warranty. And during the warranty period, if there is anything happen, there's a first year complete warranty, second year is any leakage, serious leakage, that's also covered in warranty, and 7-year 10-year warranty for structural insurance. So anything happens. So when you bought the property, you bought with the land and you bought with above grade. And basement, foundation wall, everything is already done. Only thing you are doing is that you are building a basement. So approximately, build basement is about $80 to $100 per square foot. So it costs you about 1,000 square feet with a license, with the access to the private, if there is accessibility. You can get a 2-bedroom, you get a kitchen, a bath, standard 2-bedroom basement apartment with building permit, provided that the location allows you to have a separate entrance, is about $100 now, $80 to $100. So that means if it's 1,000 square feet basement, it's about 100,000 and is $80 to $100 now after the pandemic. But if you are going above grade, if you calculate that, it probably costs you $400, $450 to $500, depending on type of the house, okay? So if you mix those above grade and basement together and you say total living space is, let's say, 3,000, actually it is 3,000, but above grade value $500 per square foot. Are you trying to pay $500 for the basement also? No, you shouldn't, because this is why you need an advice from the expert. You know that I'm a director of Park Home Builders Inc. We are SCRA licensed builders, and I am the director and senior vice president. I have all the credential for the SCRA requirement, and so I can give you advice about that. The reason I'm saying this to you is that you cannot speak unless you don't have a license. We have a license as a licensed builder and vendor in Ontario. So when you're listing, you need to make sure you are educating the seller. You need to understand that the value of the above grade is different than the value of the basement. And then you can calculate the land value. If you're looking at land value, normally is the total square footage or per front footage. Depth doesn't really matter too much. Frontage does matter a lot. So you look at the size. And then you also look at the impact report. It tells you what is the assessed value. They're still using 2016 assessed value is prorated now to 23, but I think we're expecting a new assessed value very soon. But, so you are looking for assessed value, so you can see, you look at the geo-warehouse report, you ask your client, your realtor to get you the report to see how the property has escalated and appreciated since it was built. So you get an idea that what is the appreciation of that location is. And you will also get the report, if we call it comparative market analysis, in the neighborhood, on the street where you're looking to buy or sell. Also, you're looking in the neighborhood. We have communities, for example, in Mississauga, we have a East Credit, we have a Meadowvale, we have a Lisgar, we have a Credit View, we have a Mineola, Lakeshore, Lakeview. These are communities. Each community has its own value. So when you're looking at the price, you look at the community within that area to determine real value. The problem is because if somebody lists low and their expectation is high, so buyers are not hesitant to put an offer, only because based on their knowledge or sharing of information by the realtor that this property should be 1.6 and not 1.4. Therefore, they will not put an offer on it. And I always said to buyers, please put the offer, put your condition, financing condition, home inspection condition, whatever the condition you want. If you need to add some family member for mortgage financing, add that. Biggest challenge that we have right now is getting a financing for the buyers. Things are moving. If you are buying a property below $1 million, I think there are multiple offers there, and it's happening. But if you are over 1 million to 2 million, there are taking time. Average time now is 30 to 45 days to sell a property. Don't rush it. Be patient. Think about it. Why you want to sell it is your financial decision. That's your decision. That's your position that you share with your broker. It's a confidential and private. You don't tell anyone why you're selling it, because it could be multiple reasons that you have. It's a private. Only thing you're selling is a house. Lots of people, realtors sometimes, they ask their buyer to ask the seller why you're selling it. They should not be asking, especially selling agent is not there. Any question that they have to ask the listing broker directly, because we represent a seller. Therefore, our question will be routed through the listing brokerage or the listing broker who is there. These are the common small mistakes that people are doing it, and this is wrong. We should never use your client to ask more information from seller why they're selling the house. This is a personal information. You shouldn't be doing it. The most important thing is, do you want to sell the house or do you want to buy the house? There are a couple of things. If you have down payment, you have a pre-approval, you are well prepared, you know the target area, you are chosen working with your real estate professional, the area where you want to buy the property, you focus on the school, nearby, hospital, community center, library, school, all these things, you have chosen a location, and there is opportunity comes in, and then you have working with your real estate professional, you go and make the offer based on your budget. Never stretch your budget, because there's always, remember, there is a closing cost. Approximately, if you are not in Toronto, you're going to have about 2% of the purchase value as a closing cost. So these are important things to remember. And when you see a property, you visit there, oh, I want to change the hardwood floor. I want to change the granite counter. Oh, I want to change the washing machine. I want a more high efficiency. Now you are adding a cost. But did you add that cost into your budget before you put an offer on the property? Because this is very important. The seller may not agree with you the price that you want to give an offer. They already know based on the market there's a shortage of housing, and that's what they want. They will show flexibility. Everything is negotiable. But you have to prepare yourself to make sure that you are prepared to get the offer. You are going to get that property because you are well prepared. And never hesitant to put an offer. It's black and white. Put your condition if you have to. If you have done inspection, you want to visit the property, you can arrange that. You can do pre-arranged inspection. If it's going to cost you, if you're serious about it, $300-400 is going to cost you, go ahead and do it if you want to give a firm offer. Get your mortgage approved. And if you are financially strong, most important thing is a down payment. You have to have a down payment. And then you also have a mortgage to close the deal. And also take reasonable time to close, because sometimes things happen. If now interest rate goes up for some reason, there are rumors that Bank of Canada may be changing something in June, maybe 6 June something. We don't know yet. But this thing happened, it affects that. But the problem is we still have a shortage of home. And there is a lifetime opportunity for someone going into a specific location and the opportunity comes in. That opportunity is very important for some buyers, and they want to go for this and get that property. And this is why, again, you have to budget it. You have to calculate. You always have 5 to 10% contingency funds. Biggest challenge you will face is when the bank comes and do appraisal. So depending on how much you're putting down, put the maximum you can. If you have to sell a property, I have a situation where I have a listing a broker. Also, I have a buyer. He wants to buy. We put an offer on it, but we can sell it because the buyer needs to sell the property to get the money and pay even cash for my listing. Unfortunately, that property never sold. We have multiple reviews, but nobody put an offer, so the buyer could not buy it. And then we have a cooperating broker put an offer in the best interest of my client. I cooperated, and finally we sold the property because the offer was unconditional. Property sold, seller is happy, buyer is happy. So this is why why? Because the guy already definitely did inspection, they know the property very well. He was a realtor, but he's also investor. He bought it. He understands the construction improvement, whatever that needs to be done. So he was well prepared, no condition, property was sold. This is why it's very, very important for the buyer to prepare and plan it. And every time they are negotiating higher or lower price, make sure they look at their budget, discuss with your realtors. It's very, very important, because small amount can change things for you. And also contingency funds. Let's assume there's any change in interest rate by the Bank of Canada and the mortgage rate will go up, particularly variable. Then what will happen? It's going to cost you more to maintain it. And also, most important, I focus on telling everyone to get basement apartment, legal apartment done. It will do two things. It can generate a rental income for you, and also it will generate that income to support your mortgage. So if you need any help, you can call me. I can refer to our company, because we have a company also that does the renovation. I'm not involved directly here, but I can make you referral to lots of renovators available to you to get a budget for it, because very important. Now, seller, this is very important. If you are adamant to get the highest price in the market, you need to invest in improving your property. So we're going to take a short break and we'll come back and we'll continue conversation challenges in real estate.
हसीन लगना तो सभी चाहते हैं, मगर हुस्न का निखार तभी मुमकिन है जब आपका स्टाइलिस्ट हो एक्सपर्ट एंड क्वालिफाइड। ब्यूटी बार एंड ब्राइडल, ऑल एक्सपर्टीज इन वन पॉइंट। हमारे यहाँ थ्रेडिंग, लेटेस्ट फेशियल ट्रीटमेंट, बेस्ट बॉडी वैक्सिंग, मेकओवर जैसा आप चाहें, जबरदस्त ब्राइडल पैकेज, मैनिक्योर, पेडिक्योर, केराटिन ट्रीटमेंट, क्रायो हेयर ट्रीटमेंट और बहुत कुछ जो आपके हुस्न को चार चांद लगा दे। तो देर किस बात की, अभी विजिट कीजिए ब्यूटी बार एंड ब्राइडल। वी आर लोकेटेड एट 5150 Dixie Road, Unit 6, Mississauga. Award-winning Indian beauty salon. For appointments, call now 437-324-2885. Beauty Bar and Bridal, one-stop beauty salon.
आओ चले ईद बाजार, चलो चले ईद बाजार। चूड़ियां, झुमके, जूते, पान, लगाए मेहंदी और सामान, लेडीज जेंट्स कपड़े, सूट, शेरवानी और सैंडल बूट, सुर्खी पाउडर और सिंगार, फ्री एंट्री इस बाजार। चीज मयारी, सस्ते दाम, वहाँ की हर शय आए काम। आओ चले, चलो चले Eid Bazaar, presented by Awaz Entertainment and PJ International at Swagat Banquet Hall on 26th and 27 June.
मुसलमान होने के नाते हमें इस बात पे फख्र है कि हम हलाल तरीके से जिंदगी गुजार रहे हैं, लेकिन आपको इस बात का कैसे पता चलेगा जिन हेल्थ सप्लीमेंट्स का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं वो हलाल हैं या नहीं? पेश करते हैं न्यूट्रिलक्स। हमारे पास बेहतरीन क्वालिटी और रेंज ऑफ हेल्थ सप्लीमेंट्स मौजूद हैं जो कि हलाल सर्टिफाइड हैं और 100% वीगन हैं। बच्चों के लिए हमारे पास मजेदार गमी की शक्ल में विटामिन्स मौजूद हैं जो उनकी जरूरी गजाइयत को हासिल करना आसान और खुशगवार बनाते हैं। मर्दों के लिए हमारे सप्लीमेंट सेहतमंद और तंदुरुस्त रहने का आसान तरीका पेश करते हैं, चाहे आप एक एथलीट हो, बिजी प्रोफेशनल या पेरेंट। खवातीन के लिए हमारे सप्लीमेंट्स हैं जो आपकी मजमूई सेहत और तंदुरुस्ती में मदद करते हैं, चाहे आप अपनी एनर्जी को बढ़ाना चाहते हैं या अपने स्किन और बालों को सेहतमंद रखना चाहते हैं। और बुजुर्गों के लिए हमारे टैबलेट्स आपकी सेहत की खुसूसी जरूरियात को पूरा करने और आपकी उम्र के साथ साथ आपको एक्टिव और इंडिपेंडेंट रहने में एक अहम किरदार अदा करती है। न्यूट्रिलक्स सप्लीमेंट्स जिंदगी के हर मरहले के लिए, ताकि आप अपने हलाल अख्तार पर कायम रह सकें।
Summer is here, and it's time to celebrate. Summer Fun Fest is back and bigger than ever. Join us on July 1st and 2nd in Mississauga. Immerse yourself in a unique and unforgettable atmosphere where you can create memories that will last a lifetime. Whether you're looking for a thrill on the rides, indulging in your favorite festival foods, or enjoying the dazzling fireworks, Summer Fun Fest has something for everyone. And the best part, all are welcome. Bring your family and friends along for an incredible summer experience you won't forget. So, grab your family and friends and join us at Summer Fun Fest from 1 p.m. till midnight on July 1st and 2nd. This is the perfect opportunity to celebrate the festivities of Eid and Canada Day in style. Summer Fun Fest, where memories are made.
J. Junaid Jamshed. Summer Gala sale is finally here. Avail flat 20 and 50% off on all items starting from 26th May till 4th June. Rush to your nearest store or shop online at us.junaidjamshed.com.
HK Movers, home, offices, apartments and delivery, big or small, we move it all.
HK Movers.
Local and long distance, we also ship cars, Keller transport and moving services.
For service with a smile, give us a call.
Call Mr. Harminder 416-524-6704.
416-524-6704 पे.
Visit 140 Advance Boulevard, Unit number 10, Brampton.
Long distance moving specialist.
HK Movers.
HK Movers.
Welcome to EB Electronics. 647 762 3956.
डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं। हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं। हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, एलजी, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें। हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं। www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं जो आप बाआसानी से ले सकते हैं। At Dixie, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
Zoc. Now it's fully renovated. Live catering, barbecue, tandoor, जलेबियाँ और फ्रेश नान। तकरीब आपके घर में हो या घर से बाहर, Zoc is providing full service now, and Zoc has opened a new banquet hall, garden event center. आपका Zoc देखकर लोग कहेंगे क्या Zoc है आपका? Call right now 905-625-7786. Zoc. Zoc वालों के लिए।
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Ent in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Realty of Canada, a broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. We were talking about seller to improve their property before selling it. If seller wants the best price for their property, they need to maintain their property. They need to upgrade their property. And especially outside, when somebody is coming to your house, they look at your landscape. So they see how attractive it is. Because if it's appealing, people will go into your house. So the first thing you come is your driveway. And then you see the landscape around the driveway. Is it paved, or is it interlock, or is it concrete? Then they look and see how nicely the landscape is. This is very important because that's your face. That's where people are driving by and looking at your house. I have recently I was outside doing some clipping on my friend's yard, and somebody came to me, my neighbor, said, can I take your picture when your area and your flowers are blooming? I said, sure. So when I wasn't there, the next day, when she was taking a picture, my wife said, somebody's taking the picture. I said, no problem. So she went, no, your husband allowed me. So because they love the landscape that we do, because your love is there, because you want to look good. Your house looks good. It makes you pleased. And also it's nice to have. It maintains the value. So first is to make sure if there is any damage to your walkway or the brake or anything, you can go to Home Depot, pick up a mortar, and you can apply that and make your fancy. If you have asphalt driveway, then you can have someone to do the polishing. They can look new. They can do a small repair, very small amount of money. Obviously, you have an interlock or the concrete, they look nice. And then your front door makes a difference, especially garage door and your front door. Now you enter the house, the first they look at the tile, or they look up and look and see how high the ceiling is. If it's an open concept or maybe 2-story high foyer area, it gives you a curb appeal. The most important thing they look at is the wall to make sure the house is painted. It makes a big difference. If you have painted your house and you're willing to sell, you will get a more value because it's going to look very nice. Get someone to guide you to select the right paint because it's going to make a big impact on the buyer. Then you walk in, you're on the hallway, a foyer area to the hallway, they look at the tiles, how old the tiles are. So if you have changed them porcelain or newer model, tiles, marble tiles or whatever, then they look at the kitchen. They want the granite countertop or quartz. The cabinets are new, updated, and they look at that. Similarly, so they go back and look at your laundry room to make sure you have modern, updated front load, high efficiency washer and dryer. So they go look at the office if you have, your windows are replaced, your doors, the patio has been replaced. You may have a nice deck in the back. If you already have these things, just to make sure they're clean and maintained and get rid of all the clutter that you have in the house. So get your house ready, and lots of people dump into the garage. I think it's not a good idea, but you have no choice. Best thing is to rent a storage, put all your junk in that place or extra stuff that you don't use them, and then you dispose of or you donate. The best thing is paying it forward. Donate anything you don't use it. Help other people who are needy. Then you go to the bedroom, make sure all the bathrooms are updated. If you want the maximum value, your window needs to be replaced or repaired, or you do the capping. Aluminum capping, beautiful. As long as those window doors are okay, you can do a wood capping. Make sure you paint them, and aluminum capping, it looks beautiful. And then obviously you paint nice chandelier, good lights. It's important that you do that. It's very important. Now you have do the evaluation when you are talking to your realtor to come up with a price for your property. Tell him to create a CMA, comparative market analysis. Invite 3 or 4 realtors in that neighborhood who are expert. Invite me, I'll come and do the presentation for you for free. You don't need to commit with me, but I'll do the presentation and you're not going to walk away from me because I'm good. And this is what all realtors who are working hard, they do it for you. So then you compare the property that has been sold. You also compare the property what is in the market. It's accessible to your realtor.ca, other source of information. You can go to Realty city-pro.net and you can look at the sold properties in the area. You have to register in order for you to collect some information. Idea again is if you want to maximize your potential. For example, let's say your basement, you can create a separate entrance. If you can create a kitchen, a bath, and 2-bedroom with a separate entrance through a licensed builder, get your permit from the city and built it, you have created now opportunity, because if you have a legal basement rentable, it'd be much easier for the buyer to use their asset, pay down the mortgage, they qualify based on their income, plus they can use rental income to qualify for the difference, small difference. And you can get a 2-bedroom basement apartment right now, approximately detached on about $2,500 to $2,700 per month. So that helps you to get the mortgage. So if you improve these things, you will get more value for your property. And these are the things you need to talk, get your advice, because this is where you need to think about all these issues, because if you don't talk about it, how you will know that you get the... So it's very important to get the guidance from the qualified, competent professional. If it's real estate and mortgage, you talk to me, call me 416-451-3489. I'm also principal broker of Canada Express Mortgaging, license number 13421. And you can talk to me, I can guide you. And if you talk about real estate, I can guide you. But if you need a legal advice, you have to hire a lawyer. If you need a home inspection advice, you need to hire an inspector. If you need appraisal, you need to hire an appraiser. You need accounting advice, you need to contact an accountant. Because lots of time people talk about capital gain and other issues, taxation, things like that. The chartered accountants are expertise, especially when you talk about foreign buyers. As you know that they cannot buy a single detached home, but now non-residents, those people with a permanent residence, working permit, they can buy it now. And they have to meet 183 days requirement being a residence in Ontario in order to qualify. So those students who are coming in and they are converting into your permanent PR, they can buy the property as long as they have a work permit to stay in Canada. So if you have any specific question about the challenge that you are facing in real estate or mortgage financing, Feel free to call me. My number is 416-451-3489. I would request all of you to go to Facebook and YouTube and subscribe Awaz Ent, because all these episodes are uploaded directly, broadcast live on awazent.com, also on Facebook, and also on YouTube channel. Also, I have collected, and you can see and visit all episode previously about real estate and mortgages on realtycoffeetalk.com, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tahir Qureshi, and you can learn a lot before you're making a decision. Always make informed decision. We are licensed practitioners. Always take advice from a licensed professional in their respective jurisdiction. Please do not talk about my friend knows this and family knows this. You deal with a licensed professional, so you get a legal advice from them, and so you protect your interests. Thank you for watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. Our broadcast is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Awaz TV in Canada, around the world. May God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Bye for now, and see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Bye for now.